Hey, what's up, guys? This is Monroe 1v1, and this is my little notebook that I have for commentaries. And today we're going to be talking about evolution. And you may think, well, evolution, that's a pretty broad subject, but let's go ahead and narrow that down a little bit. Let's talk about how dogs pee and how that ties into evolution. Now, evolution has came a far ways. And what I mean is that dogs that pee, they are leaving a scent. And they normally leave scents more when they're puppies or hunting dogs, or even non-hunting dogs leave scents on trees and in particular spots. If you encourage it more, it happens more. Lazy walkers equal lazy dogs. And there's even worse lazy dogs if you get a pet walking service, because they do not care to teach your dogs anything. Usually. Because if you pay $7.25 for a dog to get walked, you're going to get a $7.25 walk. For those people who use WAG. Now, why do dogs pee at a tree or hide, you may ask? Dogs used to be wolves, and wolves used to mark their territory. The dogs hide because maybe there's a predator somewhere around, or maybe they're scared that something's coming to get them, and it's a natural instinct, survival of the fittest, you may think. And dogs may have come from some species of wolves similar to the dogs that we have today. So, for example, you have a Siamese kitten or cat. There may have been a Siamese lion or Siamese anything in the past that and it may have been passed down and passed down and passed down to that cat. Believe it or not, that shit happens. Oh, I said shit. No, I said it again. My bad. Didn't mean to. Sorry. How does this apply to my life? God depicts a woman to be with a man. And that was hardwired into the older people when, being gay and abnormal was wrong. And what I mean by this, I'm not trying to say that I'm gay. I'm not trying to say anything about myself. I'm trying to look on the community as a whole and how we've grown over the past couple years and how that ties into evolution. We've evolved as people. We've evolved from cavemen to Homo sapiens, or erect Homo sapiens that stand upright and don't hunch over and walk like this. And it's very interesting when you look at it, because as an older generation, we've come a far way. And if you don't believe that gay rights and bisexual people have come a far way in evolution, look at bathrooms. They have bathrooms for transgender people. They have bathrooms for men who want to look like ladies, and they have bathrooms for. One day they're gonna have bathrooms for ladies that want to look like men, which we normally call them tomboys. And if you still don't believe me, even now, 50 to 60 years later, or 50 or 60 years ago, it wasn't normal, it didn't exist. And now it does. That's evolution working at its finest today, in this time. That is proof that evolution exists. Now, I could go into Christianity and all the religions, but I'm pretty sure you don't want me to throw that down your throat. So I'm not going to do it. But now, a different question comes up. What about the future? Do we go down the same path every time we do something? Let's analyze Albert. Albert goes to Walmart for almost anything. Albert plays some video games. Some, like maybe an hour a day. Computers evolved too. Oh, I'm sorry, I went too fast. Let's back up a little bit. Albert plays some video games, or the same ones, actually. He always goes down the same path for which video games he plays. But every once in a while, he evolves to the newer stuff. He adapts to the newer stuff. That is evolution. That is survival of the fittest. That is what you've been learning in school. Did you know that you're smarter than some of the people out here who don't have an education? You are worth more than you may think, if you remember this stuff. I believe that anyone who's even been through high school is smarter than your average person, than your average Big Joe. Because people who go to college, they forget all this stuff. When you get out of high school, this stuff is fresh in your mind. You can take it and just do great things. You can uplift the world. You can raise the roof. You know, you can do pretty much anything you want to. And if you're a child and you're watching this, if you're between the ages of 10 to 18, I'm specifically thinking about one person, but I'm not going to talk about him. You are destined for greatness if you do well in school. The more farther you get in school, the better off you'll be in the long run. Computers have evolved too. And this is something that I've realized even as I've been looking back in my stuff. And this is an example that's not on here. You can see it. It's not on there. It's not. So that way, you know, I don't just go off of the script. But when I was looking through my old stuff, I found a old I forgot what it's called, Kodak camera or something like that. And the camera was able to take videos and pictures, but it can only hold up to 252 megabytes. Now if you go to the store and look for the same SanDisk drives that you insert into the same camera, the lowest one you can get is 1 gigabyte. 1 gigabyte is equal to 1050 something megabytes or something like that. And 1 gigabyte is the lowest that you can go to for that camera. Now that's evolution for cameras. That is evolution. But it's man-made evolution, and I don't know what to call it. So for me, it's evolution. And for the purposes of this commentary, it's evolution. Computers have evolved too. When I first got into computers, I don't know how, I was like 6 years old, and it didn't hold that much. And my parents, they didn't understand how to use the computer, and I would help them out as much as I can. Now we have more gigabytes from computers than we ever have in the history of a history. Like my hard drive is 300 gigabytes for my normal drive, and 1 terabyte, which is like 1,000 gigabytes for my like video commentary drive. And it's crazy to think that from 2011 to now it's increased to 1 terabyte, and that's only happening because there's evolution in computers. Computer processors are really powerful now. The i3 versus the i7 is very, very different if you look at them. Windows Vista is different from Windows 10, and they've upgraded. It's evolving. And that ends my commentary on evolution. My next commentary, which you can find right here, I believe, will be irony. You should check it out. It's going to be fun to talk about ironic stuff and how that's evolved over the years. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.